Hello, this is Walking Riches Ministries International, and I am Paul Walker. I'd like to thank God for waking me up this morning, and thank you for watching. Let's see, I put out a quick little video on Christmas. I put one out the other day. I wanted to take some time off, but what I saw recently is not a happy thing. Let's say that. What I saw recently just really hit me. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie um, The Sound of Freedom by Angel Networks with Jim Caviezel as the main actor. Absolutely amazing movie. Um, and I got actually got I got goosebumps right now talking about it. What Here's an actual real life example of some sick stuff. Hence the thumbnail that you saw. Um, so let's see the thumbnail. That's from Matthew. Give me a second. Uh, from Matthew 18:16. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. And Mark 9:42 also talks about that. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them if a large millstone were hung around their neck and they were thrown into the sea. Pretty much the exact same quote. Um, Now, I got this from PBD. Many of you might know him. He's a much bigger, a much bigger uh, YouTuber or Rumble guy than I am. But of course, with your help, I might get there. Let me show you what he's talking about with this, and it's
The
absolutely
story
crazy.
is
Well, stop. Um, and it's not the kind of thing that I want to talk about right after Christmas, right before the New Year, but it is that important that we do talk about it. So here we go.
this story is disturbing. Parents, I'm telling you in advance, it's about two husbands that are
Yes, please, if you have children with you, have them leave the room, or if you're uncomfortable with with basically with the quote that I just said from the Bible, yeah, just pass over this.
adopt sons that abuse the sons. So if you don't want your kids to hear this, dismiss them for a second. And now let's go through the story together. I do think we need to talk about the story. Husbands who abused adopted sons in House of Terrors slapped with massive prison sentence. William and Zachary Zulok, a Georgia couple, were sentenced to 100 years in prison without parole after pleading guilty to multiple charges of sexual abuse after their two adopted sons, including aggravated sodomy, incest, and sexual exploitation of children. The crimes came to light when the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children tipped authorities about homemade child sexual abuse material, CSAM, linked to the Zulok's IP address. Investigators found surveillance footage and electronic evidence, including graphic images and messages documenting the abuse. District Attorney Randy McKinley described the Zulok's home as a house of terror, stating the depth of defendants' depravity, which is as deep as it gets, is not greater than the resolve of those who fought for justice and the strength of the victims in this case. By the way, Rob, this is not even the full story of it. If you go to
And you guys, this these are two kids legally adopted by these two guys. Um, Let me know what you think about the 320,000 children who disappeared that Biden let in with his open borders. Okay, this is not compassion. 320,000 missing children. What do you think the percentage of them that are actually going to go through this situation that they're talking about? Because nobody knows where they are. And these two parents that we're about to talk about now legally adopted these children. So what about the ones that are doing it under the cover of darkness? The ones that are buying these kids from the cartels, what do you think's happening to them?
Go to the New York Post with the story to read what else is in this story. These guys were selling these boys to others. These two guys were selling the boys for other men to abuse their adopted sons. Think about this story. So the question becomes, yeah, this is the one. If you can go a little bit lower, Rob, to keep going a little bit lower, keep going a little bit lower, gives us 34, 3,600 years, keep going. Those are the two of them defendants. Keep going, Lord. The two brothers were 12 and 10 years old. The couple raised them under good guys, but the first of his was a government employee, had a dark secret. Okay, Zachary worked in banking, and William was a government employee. The couple were regularly forcing the boys to have sex.
Government employees. I don't know. Maybe he has security clearance. Maybe he doesn't. But that's like where the Epstein gets his clients.
With them and was sure to abuse pornography. Keep going lower.
Okay, let me go back. Look at these shirts. And this is nothing against. Whoa. I have nothing against gay people. It's a sin. I'm not the judge. It is what it is. Believe me, I've done more than my fair share of sinning, and I need salvation just as much as anybody else. But I don't know any gay people who do this to their children. So if you sin, you sin, and we all do. But doing this to the children, it's better than a millstone tied around your neck and you thrown to the bottom of the sea than what you're about to go through, the hell that you're about to receive. And all this, and I know a lot. I don't know a lot of gay people, but the ones that I do know are completely offended by this whole LGBTQIA trans BS that's just destroying. Everybody has their rights to get married to whoever they want, which is a whole nother issue. But everybody should be free to live. God let us be free to live how we want to live, and to sin when we're going to sin, and to not when we're not. But doing this, promoting this, and doing this to children, and selling your kids, my God. And they're arrested, so they're going to prison. And he's going to talk about the hierarchy of prison. And I have a little bit of experience with things like that. And if you do this to children and the other inmates find out, you're going to be the one on bottom. And it's not going to be it's going to be like you were, it's all coming back. Everything comes back around. And then, of course, you're not going to heaven. So what you're gonna experience in hell is probably even worse than that. But you're gonna experience hell until you're raped to death in the in jail, in prison, which you deserve.
It showed that they even begged about the abuse to twisted friends, with one telling police Zachary once sent a Snapchat message reading, "I'm going to F my son tonight, stand by," along with images of the boys being abused. And they allegedly used social media to pimp the boys, at least to two men, in depraved.
Now, when I lived in Hollywood 25 years ago, there were people that told me they had father-son night. Or if that's too weird for you, uncle-nephew night. Like, I experienced people that I met people that would do this shit, and LA was as the devil's running wild there, and the things that I heard about, just, yeah, absolutely crazy.
Local pedophile sex rings. The couple were arrested in 2022. Both of them pleaded guilty to child molestation. Wait a minute. So you can stop this one here. So here's my question for you, Rob. If you can run a poll, okay, what should happen to these guys? 100 years or death penalty? Because just yesterday, I watched a mother with two daughters talking about one of those 37 people that had a death penalty that Biden changed to life sentences, okay? And some of them raped children who were on death row. And
But Biden won't do that to all of the soon-to-be aborted babies that the left's doing. You know, if you rape and kill children, Biden will pardon you. But if you're going to kill children, but the child that's about to be murdered, he won't pardon them.
and he flipped it. And the parents and the daughter are like, we never got a call from the president on how we felt about this.
Because he doesn't
You
care.
just flipped it on us. And we were feeling like we're going to get our, obviously nothing comes close because that person's not in your life right now. They're no longer with you. Imagine these two boys being adopted, 10 and 12 years old. What should happen to these two guys? There's a lot of questions here, by the way. There's some will even speculate to say, can a gay couple be able to adopt kids? Some people go as far as that. If you just go 80 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago, when they did a survey by Gallup on what percentage were comfortable with this, it is a very, very small percentage compared to what it is today. But to me, what should happen to these guys? Worst case scenario, what kind of example should happen to these two men? Do you know what happens if you put them in jail and others find out what they did to these two boys? Do you know what they're going to do to these two men? Do you know what they're going to do to them? But the reality of it is that 100-year life sentence enough for the next gay couple to not want to be tempted to do something like this to boys that they adopt? What is the right decision to be made here, Tom? What do you think?
I think there are cases where you look at it and you wonder if the reform is even possible.
No.
I mean, remember, we call them prisons now, but once upon a time, they were deemed to be correctional facilities.
What do you guys think? Personally, I think if you've gone that far off, in general, people usually don't change unless there's something significant. And I've had that happen to me quite a few times. And I have changed each time. But I have never been that captured by the devil, that captured by demons, that I would nowhere near anything even close to that. But I think there's a point that once you're so taken over by demons, like you're not even there anymore. The demons are working through you. And I think there gets to a point, I mean, they can definitely pray for forgiveness, and I God's going to do what he's going to do. But I don't think that there's a chance for them to be redeemed. They should not be let out in society again. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Should people like that ever be allowed out? Do you think that the 100-year sentence is long enough? Or is not enough of a punishment? Should they go to the chair, or should they experience in jail what they put those two adopted children through? Because that's what they're going to get, and that should be something that everybody knows. If you do that to kids, you're going to get that done to you over and over and over again by much bigger men. And there's nothing you can do about it. Gangs of men. And they're going to experience such a hell that there's no way the 100 years or even half of that they're going to live. They're going to be in so much pain through the rest of their life, and they totally deserve it. But should they get the chair? I don't know. Let me see. I think we've been doing this for a little while now. I wanted to keep this short. I don't want to just do all of PBD's podcast. But you know what? I'm going to put the link in the description. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And we're not talking about I'm not talking about whether or not, gay couples should be together or adopt or anything. I'm talking about what are your feelings on this whole entire sick, incestual, pedophile BS, and mainly the 320,000 children that Biden lost. Whether they're locked up in his basement or not, I don't know. But that's not the open borders is not compassion. And that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching and all your comments. I love getting them and responding. And Have a very happy new year. I might actually take this coming Friday off. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you probably next Monday. God bless.